Hi, and welcome to the Health Begins with Mom show. I am Dorit Palvanov, your host. On this podcast, I will share insights and interviews on health, parenting, and explore the question of what does it take to thrive as women, wives, and mothers. Now, let's get going with today's episode. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Health Begins with Mom podcast. This is Dorit Palvanov, your host. If you're hearing me whispering a little bit, it's because I'm recording this when my kids are already in bed. And if you are hearing noise, that's my dishwasher. So, you do what you need to do. And I love the fact that you guys don't see me and only hear my voice, because right now I am in my PJs as I'm recording this. All right, so let's get into today's show. Today I am answering a question I received from a listener, and we are going to be talking all about how to stop acne or skin blemishes after getting off the pill, also known as a birth control pill. So one of the things I teach my mastery students is to balance their hormones and live in alignment with their feminine current. Because guess what? When our female bodies are out of alignment, out of balance hormonally, many times you will see symptoms like moodiness and pain, headaches, migraines, weight gain, and even acne. Notice that I said symptoms because they are only the symptoms and not the root cause. And since on this show I'm all about helping mothers heal their bodies from the core, I will be answering this question from a body-mind perspective, meaning I will share with you the things that you can do to help your skin topically, internally, in the form of food and supplements, and from a deeper psychospiritual perspective, looking into why your body is manifesting a dis-ease and the deeper healing message that comes from that. Before we get started, I just want to say that all the links to any products or resources I will mention today on the show can be found over at my website, so www.healthbeginswithmom.com/EP-79. Also, I'd like to remind you to subscribe to the show on iTunes or wherever you're listening this from. Share the show on social media, and I would absolutely adore it if you left an honest review on iTunes. The more positive reviews this show has, the more moms will see this in their feed, which means that this message can reach more people. Please help me help heal the world one mother at a time. All right, let's jump into today's topic: how to help heal your skin after coming off of birth control. And of course, how to avoid it altogether, because it is annoying, and my personal story will definitely share more of that. Okay, so before I get into the how, let me start by sharing with you that the skin and acne in particular was a huge problem for me since I turned about 16. I remember acne covering my face so much that I didn't even have one clear spot on my skin. It was really, really bad. I don't remember agonizing about it too much, although my mom was very, very upset. My skin was so red, my pimples were large and cystic, and no matter what I've tried topically, nothing worked. Like nothing. My mom spent hundreds of dollars on creams, potions, lotions, cleansers, and doctor's appointments. But really, like I said, nothing worked. She did say a few times that I have to stop eating fried food, which was causing it, but honestly, as a teenager, I didn't really have the level of maturity I now have to take better care of myself. Besides, even though the fried food wasn't good for me, somehow it still ended up on my plate on a weekly basis because it was cheap and easy to make. So again, I'm not blaming anybody here, but this is what ended up leading to my condition. Eventually, it became so bad that my mom decided to take me to a specialist in hormones. And it happened that my mom's brother is an OBGYN. And his recommendation to my problem was a birth control pill. So I've been on the birth control pill since the age of 17 until 21. That's when I decided to stop taking it. And at the time, in full transparency, the reason wasn't that of my health. When I was 21, I moved to Canada, and I truly believed that because of the differences in climate, because I knew it's going to be colder here, my skin will be better. Because where I come from, which is Israel, the climate is very hot and moist and humid. So I thought that, if I change the climate, it will affect my skin, which it did a little bit, but it didn't completely solve my problem. Plus, I didn't really need it anymore because I was single. So, so I got off the pill at the age of 21. And although my skin wasn't covered with acne completely, since then, I don't really remember having a silky smooth skin. I no longer have cystic acne, but my skin, first I still have the scarring from acne, but even now as I touch my skin, I still feel like it's a little bumpy, although it's much, much better than it used to be. So knowing what I know now, my hormones were basically thrown off balance for 5 years, and I'm still working on stabilizing and healing after that. And we'll talk about this a little bit later today, but for now, I just wanted you to know that acne and skin blemishes are very, very close to my heart. And I'm happy to share what I do and how I keep my skin under control inside and out. And also what kind of work I do holistically so that I can heal on a deeper level. Okay? So I'm going to break today's episode into 6 sections. First, we will talk about why birth control pills are recommended for acne. Why is this even the protocol that is used today? Second, what happens in the body when we take the pill? Third, we'll get into what happens in the body once you decide to get off the pill and how that affects the skin. Fourth, we'll talk about how you can help support yourself from inside out in terms of food and supplements. Fifth, we'll get into skin hygiene, and I'll recommend a few products that were a game changer for me and my skin routine. And I'll mention not only creams and lotions, but also some makeup products I use to help cover blemishes when they arise. And, because they still do sometimes, what can you do? And then last but not least, we'll talk about the psychospiritual aspect of acne and what is the message that your higher self is sending you in the form of acne. This stuff is really my jam. I love helping women see the deeper level underneath their symptoms or health conditions. All right, so let's start from the beginning. Why birth control pills are even recommended for acne. Why do girls as young as 14 years old are prescribed with an oral contraceptive pills? I know this question is crazy. It's mind-boggling. It's considered a treatment, the birth control is considered a treatment for gynecological disorders, for things like endometriosis, polycystic ovarian syndrome, also known as PCOS, and it may help prevent uterine cancer, cervical cancer, and ovarian cysts. It's used to manage premenstrual symptoms, irregular periods, heavy periods, painful periods, heavy bleeding, and also acne. Now, whether this is the best treatment for these issues is a topic for another show, but for now, I just want you to know that acne, as well as all the previous conditions I've mentioned earlier, are hormonal in nature, meaning that the body, for whatever reason, is off balance hormonally. These girls usually would tell their moms that something is wrong, and then their moms will take them to the doctor, and from there the protocol is very similar in most cases. That's how these girls end up being on the birth control pill for 10, 15 and sometimes 20 years, which has major consequences down the road. Once these young ladies get off the pill, so many of them ending up struggling with infertility, PMS, menstrual pain, depression, weight gain, hair growth in unwanted areas of the body, and of course, acne as well. Basically, the grand reason why birth control pills are prescribed for acne is that this is the traditional medical protocol that is known to work. And it does. I can definitely attest to that. As long as I was on the pill, I didn't have any acne. My skin was really smooth, and it was great. The problem is that the pill doesn't really treat any of the symptoms, right? So when I say treat, I mean heal. It doesn't really heal any of the symptoms and conditions that I've mentioned, including acne. It is really, at the core, it's a Band-Aid solution. And the longer you take the pill, the longer time the body was suppressing and numbing the root issue, the root condition. Now, I get it, when you're young, healing is not really at top of mind. I remember I myself, like I said, it wasn't really, that wasn't the reason to fuel me and to get me motivated. But now that we are older and more mature, this problem deserves a deeper look in terms of getting to the core of the issue and also giving your body the nutrients and the support and the care that it needs. Okay? So let's talk about the second question. What happens in your body when you do take a birth control pill? So acne is often caused by an increase in the male hormone called androgen. This hormone is present in women and becomes active in the teenage years for both men and women. And androgen causes sebaceous glands to produce more oil, also known as sebum. Birth control pills decrease the circulating androgens, which decreases the production of this oil, right? The sebum. For the birth control to work against acne, it has to be a combination pill, meaning it must contain both estrogen and progestin. And these are man-made hormones, obviously, right? Because they are external to the body. This means that your natural hormonal rhythm is being altered chemically. But in most cases, since the benefits outweigh the dangers, so many women, me included, decide to stay on it for years and years and years. After all, having acne as a young lady is not pretty, and we all want to look good and feel attractive, right? Another thing that the birth control pill does is it alters the gut flora in your intestines. So imbalances in the gut flora can lead to inflammation and skin symptoms like acne, rashes, and even hives. We all know how badly antibiotics can affect our digestive tracts, but did you know that birth control pills are just as bad as antibiotics for your gut? It's true. The pill is throwing your gut out of whack and in the process impairing your overall well-being. First of all, you have hormone receptors everywhere in your digestive tract, and the added hormones in your body from the pill can affect those receptors, often leading to candida. So if you're using hormonal birth control, you may have more yeast infections, which can lead to other problems like migraines and infertility, fibromyalgia, endometriosis, psoriasis, PMS, depression, and other digestive disorders. But the worst thing is that birth control pills overhaul the body with the hormone estrogen, which is already a problem for most of us to begin with, because many women don't eliminate it efficiently, and trapped estrogen leads to all the conditions I've mentioned earlier, as well as acne. estrogen is a naturally occurring hormone, but when the liver is struggling with excreting it out of the body in the form of waste, also known as poop, you have a very serious problem. So now, not only is your body already struggling with eliminating this naturally occurring hormone, you are ingesting a man-made form of estrogen, which leads to toxicity. So if your liver is weak or sluggish, it would be extremely difficult to support the body. And in that case, honestly, acne is not the worst problem you have. Okay? And then the third question, why do you get acne after stopping the birth control pills? So the acne outbreak most women have after stopping birth control usually comes a few months after stopping the pill, because the body goes through a cleanse period. Most of this type of acne will be actually along the chin and the jawline, and it would be deeper and more inflamed 10 days before your period. But appearance is really not the only issue, because this type of acne is painful as well. Large, painful cystic type pimples are more of an indication of blockage, while pus-filled infected acne indicates toxic buildup in the body, which, like we talked about, this estrogen dominance, it could be a very high indication that is the problem that is going on for you, which is actually a sign that this is a hormonal problem in nature. Right? Now, I want to make this very clear. Some women start having acne after getting off the birth control pill, even if they have never had acne before as teenagers. So this is not something that is reserved only to those of us who've had acne previously as teenagers, okay? Hormonal contraceptives suppress your natural hormones, including testosterone. And when you discontinue them, what happens is, remember the hormone androgen? What happens is called an androgen rebound. In other words, basically, your body kicks into high gear, creating more testosterone, and the elevated androgens cause an increase in sebum production, which is why oily skin is very common. And acne is just the natural consequence of too much sebum in the body. Okay, so this is the reason why so many women get acne after getting off of the birth control pill. All right, so now let's talk about how to heal acne after getting off the pill. Okay, because that's what we all want to know. Now we understand why it's happening to us. Now let's get into the action. How can we solve this problem? So all of this sounds scary and worrisome, but for many women, this is just a reality, and you can't really change the past. And like I said, I am with you on that. I'm also healing from the same issue. But here's the good news. There is a lot that you can do to balance your hormones after stopping the pill, and we'll talk about how to support yourself with food as well as some helpful supplements. Let's start with food. So, certain foods raise your blood sugar more quickly than others. And when your blood sugar rises quickly, it causes the body to release a hormone called insulin. Having excess insulin in your blood can cause your oil glands to produce more oil, right? Which you don't want in this case, which increases your risk of acne. Now, because of their insulin-producing effects, these foods are considered high glycemic carbohydrates. That means that they're made of simple sugars. Simple carbs, right? You've heard that term many times. So some foods that trigger spikes in insulin include pasta, white rice, white bread, bagels, sugar, cookies, cakes, stuff like that. Okay? So eating low glycemic foods made of complex carbohydrates as opposed to simple carbohydrates may actually reduce your risk of developing acne. Now, what do I mean by complex carbohydrates? So things like whole grains, legumes, unprocessed fruits, and vegetables, okay? So these foods are actually thought to be beneficial for the skin because they reduce inflammation, and inflammation is really at the core of acne. Now, another side effect of the pill is that it depletes nutrients like crazy, including nutrients like zinc, which is essential for immune function and also skin health. But zinc is not the only nutrient that is being depleted. Also, vitamin A and E and antioxidants and omega-3 fatty acids are being depleted. So let's talk a little bit about how to obtain all these nutrients from foods. So the mineral zinc, it keeps your testosterone levels in check. It also helps your skin to flourish and supports the immune system in regulating the bacteria that can lead to acne. Now, the foods that contain zinc are pumpkin seeds, cashews, beef, turkey, quinoa, lentils, seafoods such as oysters and crabs. And vitamin A and E, they are also depleted with the pill, like I mentioned. And the foods that you can eat that are high in vitamin A are carrots, sweet potatoes, winter squash, cantaloupes, apricots, spinach, kale, and collard greens. And vitamin E is present in nuts such as almonds, peanuts, and hazelnuts, and also in seeds such as sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds, and also green leafy vegetables like spinach and broccoli. Okay? And then antioxidants and omega-3 fatty acids. The omega-3 fatty acids are a type of fat that is found in certain plants and animal protein sources such as fish and eggs. And the antioxidants are chemicals that neutralize damaging toxins in the body. So remember, we spoke about the fact that too much of the man-made hormones leads to toxicity in the body, and the liver is really struggling with excreting this excess estrogen. So what the antioxidants do, they help to neutralize that damage that is done. Now together, the omega-3 fatty acids and the antioxidants are thought to reduce that inflammation, right? Studies largely support the connection between an increase in consumption of omega-3s and antioxidants and a decrease in acne. So as you see, the best diet advice in dealing with acne appears to be eating a wholesome, anti-inflammatory balanced diet rich in fresh fruits and vegetables, healthy protein sources, and whole grains. Okay, so that is food. In terms of supplement, in my opinion, your first course of action should always be food and diet. But I do understand that you are a busy person, you are a busy mom, and food is not always the easiest and quickest option. So in this case, I do recommend adding a few supplements to your diet to help keep your acne under control. So there are many, many good supplements out there that can help with acne, but if I have to choose the top 3, they would be fish oil, which is a wonderful source of omega-3 fatty acids, which we talked about previously, zinc, and also a good quality probiotic to help support the gut and eliminate and to help your body to eliminate the excess estrogen out of the body. So fish oil, zinc, and probiotics. Okay, awesome. So 5th point is I wanted to talk about my skin hygiene and also my skin routine. So I promised to share my skincare routine just to give you an example of how I take care of my skin. So number 1, I have switched all of my beauty products to cleaner or organic about 8 years ago, as I found that many beauty products are loaded with toxins, with carcinogens and estrogen mimicking chemicals, which I definitely don't want on my skin. Now, since the skin is your largest organ, anything you put on your skin will end up in your bloodstream. So I highly, highly recommend starting from switching your beauty products to cleaner products. Okay. Now, I've used many different cleaner brands in the past, but my favorite of them is by a company called Shelby Naturals. I actually had Shelby, the owner of this company, on the podcast a few months ago. So if you're interested to learn more about her product and also her perspective and her healing journey, she also healed from acne. So make sure to listen to episode 27. What I like about Shelby's product is that the ingredients are all active, meaning they are recognizable by the body and they're actually working, helping the skin to produce collagen and elastin, which are essential for a beautiful and supple skin. And I also, of course, like the fact that all the ingredients are organic and some of them are actually wild crafted. And another amazing thing about these products is that they are high in antioxidants, and they help to detoxify the skin and nourish it from the outside, protecting it from the sun, environmental damage, and even hard water. So what I do with these products is I cleanse my skin with an oil-based cleanser. Then I apply the toner, the serum, and the face cream. And I will make sure to have all the links to all the exact products in the show notes, which you can find over at my website, www.healthbeginswithmom.com/EP-79. As far as my makeup routine, I personally don't like anything that is too heavy on the skin, so I always look for products that allow my skin to breathe. Until recently, I've used makeup products by a company called Arbonne, which I really liked. I've also tried many other organic foundations and cosmetic products, and to be honest, I didn't find anything that matches my needs. The ones that I've tried were either too dark or too heavy for me. But again, this is really individual, so I think you should find a brand that you resonate with, and it will happen for you by just trying, right? Going, and many of these companies offer either testers or you can try them in store and see how your skin responds. Now, I've recently found a few products at a local beauty store, and I was surprised to see that although they are not organic, they are cleaner than conventional brands, which made me happy because this means that the market is changing, and because it's demanding cleaner products and higher quality products. So currently I'm using a liquid foundation by this new company that, well, it's new to me. It's called Nude by Nature, and it's really nice. And I personally find that being loyal to a particular brand doesn't work for me because my skin gets used to it, and after a while it just doesn't work as well. I either have I get this weird odor coming out of my skin, or I'm starting to have this dryness and flakiness. So again, you really have to listen to your body and also to your skin, and don't be afraid to try different products until you find something that feels really good for you. Okay, I hope this helps. And then my favorite piece of today's episode is the psychospiritual perspective on why you may be having adult acne or acne in general. So Louise Hay, the author of the book You Can Heal Your Life, she says, the skin represents how we present ourselves to the world as a reflection of how we see ourselves. It is highly sensitive and absorbent, so it reflects minor changes in our internal and external environment. When we show healthy, glowing skin to the world, we feel good about ourselves, complete in our own reflection. But when our skin is irritated or inflamed, it is an indication that there is a frustration stemming from how we see ourselves. So any consistent imperfection of the skin is a sign that we are seeing ourselves as inadequate in some way. An imperfect self-perception will naturally create an imperfect exterior. Now, I know this is deep and I know it may sound as woo-woo, but hear me out. This is actually something that myself in my healing journey, I learned to be true. Like I always say, symptoms are not a punishment, although I understand that they are annoying and inconvenient. Rather, they are a stepping stone towards a better health, as well as a layer in our healing journey. All of us are healing from a thing or another, regardless of what you are healing from. Your higher self will always pull you towards the best version of you, and who you were destined to be. So in this case, numbing it down or denying yourself of true healing, not only surface level, but true healing that comes from the inside out, it will result in acne or other facial blemishes. So make sure to pour yourself with love, with self-care, to really honor your place in the world, own your gifts, own your potential. And you will see that slowly, as you do this integrative approach of healing, with food and with supplements, and really making yourself a priority. So you're going to nourish yourself from the inside out, but also pay attention to your thoughts and what you're thinking about yourself and your place in the world. And if you feel like you are being loving to yourself and parenting and loving yourself truly, right? Which is, I feel like it is a great way for us, especially as mothers who are raising children, to do for ourselves, so that we stop generational patterning from recurring in our kids' lives. Okay? So this is what I have for you today. I hope today's content was helpful for you. I hope I answered the question. Please let me know if you have any questions. You can find me over on Facebook or Instagram. I go by Dorit Palvanov. If you need help to heal from a health issue, from acne, or whatever it is that is going on, or something that has been bugging you for a while and is keeping you stuck, unhappy, unwell, I would love to book an intensive coaching session with me by going to my online calendar. So you can go to calendly.com/Dorit Palvanov, and I'll make sure to have the links below. I've listened to you guys. I know that not everyone is ready to commit for a 6-month program. And so I've created 2 options. You have either an option of a 90-minute session or a 3-hour intensive coaching session with me. So you can choose the one that suits you best. But please stop putting yourself on the back burner, because you matter. You cannot, remember this, you cannot change the world in poor health. Reach out for help, show up for yourself. I challenge you to do that for you, okay? And again, I would love for you guys to leave a rating or a review for my podcast from your iPhone or iPad. So a few of you asked me how to do that, so I'm going to walk you through quickly how to do that. So basically, what you do is you're going to launch Apple's Podcasts app. This is a built-in app inside of any Apple device. Then you're going to tap on the search tab, and then you will enter Health Begins with Mom podcast. Then you'll tap the blue search key at the bottom right, and then tap the album art for the podcast. So you'll see my logo. You'll see Health Begins with Mom podcast, and then you're going to tap the reviews tab, and then tap write a review at the bottom. And then you'll be asked to enter your iTunes password to log in. And then tap the stars to leave a rating. Please be nice. And also you can enter the title text and the content to leave a review. And then tap tap send. That's it. It's easy peasy to do. So again, thank you so much for your time and for your review. I super appreciate your help and your support. And like I said, find me on social. You can join my closed Facebook group. It's called Busy Moms Get Healthy. Follow me on Instagram. I go by @DoritPalvinov. All right, guys, I hope this has been helpful, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to the Health Begins with Moms show. I love hearing from you, so please post your comments and questions over at healthbeginswithmom.com/podcast. If you love the show, please share it on social media and in your real life with other moms who might enjoy this content. And if you have a burning question or topic you'd like me to hit on the show, just drop me a line at dorit@healthbeginswithmom.com. And if you love this show and really want to support it, please go to iTunes, write a review, and subscribe. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll catch you next time. Much love and many blessings.